One of my friends recently introduced me to a flag refinement that he's been investigating, and he found that it had actually doubled his profit in backtesting. It's a really simple refinement. It's basically just dropping down to the 15-minute time frame for the entries. I'll give you a quick example. So really easy to implement. Obviously, we've got our normal flag entry where we're looking for a break of the flag low, and we're just looking for the first retrace candle on the 1 hour time frame. The downside of this is that sometimes the retrace candle will actually have already broken the high. It will already have all the momentum, and we have a rule that we don't enter after this high has been broken. So you can't enter up here. Now, the refinement is just dropping down to the 15-minute time frame as soon as this flag low is broken and looking for the first retracement on the 15-minute time frame instead. Now, this obviously sounds like a better entry, so why haven't I implemented it before? Well, I kind of imagined that there would be plenty of times where I enter on the 15-minute time frame and an entry hasn't formed on the 1 hour. So I would just be getting involved here, and then it would continue moving down, and on the 1 hour it would look like this. And I thought, well, you know, taking entries on the 15-minute will just lead to more losses. But it's interesting, the win rate actually stayed exactly the same. So you're just getting in at a better price every time, and you're even getting involved in some trades where it may have went without you. So I've already done 2 months of backtesting. I've done Jan and Feb, and I haven't taken any flags yet. And I'm going to take a look at March now. So I'm just going to do a couple months of backtesting, and we'll see how we go. I'm not going to journal these in my Notion. I'll do that in the background so you guys don't get bored. This video is going to be helpful for anybody that wants to learn about how to trade flags or just wants to see more about my backtesting process. Now, if you haven't done much backtesting before and you want to learn about how I backtest, you can watch this video here in the top right of your screen right now. So we'll go straight into this with March 2024 on the 1 hour time frame on AU. There's actually a flag straight away. This is a flag entry here, but we're within the high and low. We've not broken this high by enough. Not to mention we've broken with just one impulse candle, which is normally a bit of a... Normally you want to see sustained momentum. Like, sure, there's momentum here, but I want to see sustained momentum over multiple hours. We've got an impulse down here, but we've shifted back up, so I'm not looking for any flag entries there. There's a good sweep though. I think I actually took a sweep there live. I took a buy there live. This is looking pretty good now. So if we break this low, I will take a flag right here. Yeah, okay, so we've broken the low. Now, what I'll do is I'll track both the 1 hour and the 15-minute flags. So if we get a retrace candle here, okay. So I will track both entries. So here is the 1 hour flag. I'll change the color of this to green, and then I'll also drop down to the 15-minute. First, let me actually put a marker on where the flag low actually is. So that is the flag low, and I'm looking for the first retrace candle after we break this flag low. So it will be this candle right here. Make it back to my normal color. So let's go back to the 1 hour and see how this looks. There we go. So we can see that this entry is actually better by around 2.6 pips. So in this case, it's quite minimal, but it can make all the difference. So we're trailing our stop loss below the lows. So stop loss is here right now. If you're not familiar with how I trail my stop loss, you can watch this video here. I've made another video about my management rule. Let's see. It looks like we might retrace here. Nope. This is why it's so good, because sometimes we just keep going. Okay, I think we would be tagged out soon. Okay, there we go. 5.48% on the 15-minute. So we got an extra 0.5%, which is massive. And then 5.1% on the 1 hour. So an extra 0.38%. If you take enough of these, you're actually going to end up saving yourself from a full 1% loss, which is crazy. So we'll continue now. We'll keep looking for flags. I won't commentate over every piece of price action. I'll let you guys know. I'll start talking when I find something else interesting. Okay, this price action, never mind. I spoke too soon. I was going to say this price action is looking good. We started trending up, but we've retraced aggressively. But to be fair, if we continue moving down, I'll take a flag. Okay, yeah, I'll take a flag. I'll take a flag if we get it. That wick's pretty large, so next few candles are important that we see no shift. Yep, no shift in the first two retrace candles. This is looking great actually. No shift at all in these candles. I'm gonna mark off the flag high preemptively here. Okay, move too soon. So this, hopefully this is a case already where I can't get involved in the 1 hour flag, but the 15-minute flag may have formed. So this is a perfect example. Like I can't enter a flag here because we've broken this low. So let's drop down to the 15-minute and see. Yes, we did. Look at that. That is actually so cool because I'm getting involved in trades that I would never have been able to enter otherwise. And we're also, this is just like a liquidity sweep. We've got this large move down, we've got this range, and we've got a sweep of the high, and we're just entering on the first retrace candle. That's really cool. When was this? Like in the middle of the night. Wow, so we're straight into profit. Let's see. This is so cool. Okay, so the high is 221 there, so we're looking for 241. No, yeah, 241. 241. So there's a whole 5.14% profit that I would not have taken with the 1 hour flag. So 15-minute flag, 5.14%. Wow, that's awesome. So the 15-minute entry is already, you can see how it's already double what the 1 hour flag entry is. And I guess that's not even because of these little 0.38%, you know, the slightly better price. I bet that makes a difference, but I bet another part of the difference is that you're getting involved in perhaps twice as many entries as you could before. So that's really exciting. I'll let you guys know if I find any more. By the way, I forgot to mention, the most reliable prop firm has sponsored this video, and that's 5%ers. I've been trading with them for several years. I've received a bunch of payouts with them. If you don't know which prop firm to go for the 5ers. Okay, we've started moving down here. This is looking nice. If we can just continue. Okay, I keep speaking too soon. We got a massive candle to the upside. So this is good. Prior price action. We've got a V. So if we get a range now, maybe we can look for longs. But as I've said before, like even if this fails, quite often we'll see. This is like a great confluence either way, is what I'm saying. Sorry, I'm so bad at multitasking. So we've got a V, we've got a range. Now, if we get a huge move up, that's great. But what else is great is if we break this high and fail, because this is such a high probability confluence to go to the upside. When I see this fail, it means that there's a lot of sellers to be able to defeat all of the buyers that get involved in this pattern. So a short is fine. A short is fine as well. As I was saying, that's great. So this is looking pretty neat. We've got 3 tiny retrace candles. Okay, break the high. Let's see if we get an entry. Well, first of all, I'll see if we get the 1 hour entry. So on the 1 hour, I'm starting to like this less because we've got 2 candles breaking the high. That's starting to show like a bit of a soft shift. So I don't know. Yeah, okay. I'm not taking a trade here. So on the 1 hour here, 1 hour, 0%. But there's probably going to be an entry on the 15-minute, isn't there? Yeah, there is, and it actually looks really good on the 15-minute. There is an entry right here, because that's where we broke the flag high. So this might end up being a 1% loss for the 15-minute time frame. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so in this case, the 15-minute resulted in a 1% loss. That's no problem. At least you guys know I'm completely unbiased. Thank you for showing up this trade. Because it's important to know that the 15-minute flag refinement isn't, you know, it's not going to win every time. It's not going to be better every time. But hopefully on the larger sample size, it makes a positive impact. We're moving up again here now. No cut required, right? There's a flag. So I've taken this here. Let's do a 10 pip stop. And on the 15-minute, let's take a look. Is there a nicer entry for me. Just barely, I think. It's this one right here. So let me make this green again so that we can see what we're doing. I'll put that off to the side. And we've got the slightly better entry right here on the 15-minute. It's so cool seeing the 15-minute. This wick is very nice. That's something I wouldn't really get to see otherwise. Never mind, you can see on the 1 hour as well. The 1 hour is so good. You can see everything. Okay, so I've got my 2 entries here. Let's see what the difference is between these 2 entries. Probably like 2 pips again. 1.7 pips. So again, you're getting in at a slightly better price. That's good to know. Because you won't always get in at a slightly better price. Sometimes you'll get in at a worse price. You know what I mean? So this is looking good. All right, so below this low, 948474. So this is right here, 74, and this is at the same level. There we go. So there was a 0.2% difference this time in these 2 flag entries. Let's make a note of that. So on the 1 hour, we made 4. What is that? 4.14%. And on the 15-minute entry, we made 4.31%. So 0.15% better, 0.2% better. So we'll continue now. Let's see if we can find another flag. No way, is this one? Oh, look at that. That would have been so clean, because you could say this is kind of ascending at the top and we're getting the move back down. And this is also a perfect example, because if this had just broken the flag high, this is another one of the trades where you can't enter on the 1 hour, but you can enter on the 15-minute, I expect. Let me double check that. Looks like you would have if it had broken the flag high. Very cool. I like this refinement. I'm probably going to implement it live as long as it's profitable. Of course, that's pretty important. So we got another little flag here. I clicked ahead a bit quick. Bear in mind, I've got no problem doing bar replay, going back. I don't mind if I've clicked forward a couple times, because this is just purely data gathering. When I normally do data gathering, I don't go bar by bar. I just go through, be as non-biased as I can, and I just collect all the trades. So yeah, don't blame me for going a bit quick sometimes. So we've got another little flag here. But do I want to take it? There's not much of an impulse, but in buy price action, you could say there's a V in a range. There's a gap. This gap makes me feel less confident. You know what? I've done this before, where if I'm not really sure on a trade, it's only backtesting. It's only backtesting data. So why not put it in the data set? Let's get that data, and we can refine it down later if we're unsure. So there's the 1 hour entry. I need to get a bit better at this. Let's see the 15-minute. There's the flag low. Ooh, this is a way better entry on the 15-minute. Or is it just because I'm so zoomed in? No, it's 6 pips better? Seriously? I've got the wrong color here. It's gonna make me sick. Needs to be the right shade of blue, otherwise I'll stop trading. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. We got involved at 6 pips better. That's like nearly the size of my stop loss. I'm using a 10 pip stop loss, so that's just mad. This trade, hopefully it wins, because it'll be a good edge for the data set. So it looks like we might have already been tagged out. No, if we survived just about. God, this is so messy. Can I hide these for a second? Maybe I can just do this for a second, just to make sure I've been tagged out. So by some miracle, we're still in this trade. Are we still in this trade again? Has it retraced 2 pips? No, it's retraced 1.3 pips. It just keeps retracing 1.3 pips. Our stop is 2 pips below these lows, so we're just barely staying in these. Okay, we're tagged out. We're probably slipped, but we can't measure that. Okay, that was a mess to sort out, but the difference in the profit here, 0.51% more. That is insane. So 1 hour made 0.96% and the 15-minute made 1.57%. So we're just getting slight improvements on every trade, which is so great to see. We've got this big move down now. Let's see what we can get. Okay, we're still trending down. Okay, this is interesting. There's like a mini flag forming here. Do we get the entry? Yeah. Okay. The impulse is very small. I wouldn't normally take a flag from an impulse like that, but this is AU. It trends correctively, so it can just keep going like this for ages. So maybe I want to get involved here. Again, I'm not certain, but I can refine these out later. So let us put this in the data set. Let's do it. Why not? So there's the 1 hour entry. Let's whack a 10 pip stop loss on it. The color changed. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame after that and see if the 15-minute entry is much better. Looks like it is better again. Of course. Yeah, so this time our entry is 2.1 pips better. So again, a pretty nice size. So we've got the trades. Let's see what happens. Yeah, we've continued trending. That's great. Is there a flag there as well? Yeah, there is, but I don't like triple wicks. On AU, you guys, watch out for double wicks, watch out for triple wicks. They'll eat your profits. Inside bar, 2 pips above, 117. Okay, let's write this down. So the 1 hour made 2.99% and the 15-minute made 3.2%. So 0.2% difference again. That's very nice. I'll take it. Price always likes to move up from these V's. V range, and we move up. Works every time. Okay. So a flag has formed here, but this isn't one I would take on the 1 hour because we've shifted. We shifted in the candle that broke the flag low. So 1 hour time frame is off the table. But 15-minute time frame, I would be getting involved. Let's see. On the 15-minute time frame, we got the retrace right here. Interesting. So let's hit that with a 10 pip stop. Let's see what we get. Probably going to be tagged out. Yeah, well, we saw that we were tagged out. We saw that candle. So here is another trade where 1 hour we got 0%, and the 15-minute time frame we got -1%. So an extra trade. It looked like we were going to get a flag there, but we just broke the low instead without breaking the flag high at all. This price action is kind of choppy. Okay, good. Nice. Yeah, this is looking good. Looks like we're trending up again. I like that impulse. That's all you really need for a flag. You need a good impulse. It's a very easy entry. Let's see, will we break the flag low? We do. So I'm guessing this is a bullish candle. Yeah, so that right there is the 1 hour entry. Let's make it green. And now let's go to the 15-minute. Spot the 15-minute entry, which is right here. Ah, this is so interesting. So this right here is our first... It's the first trade where the 15-minute has been worse. But worse by how much? Can we see? I've got all the trades on, so... It looks like... 5.3, 5.4. Okay, so it's worse by the smallest possible unit of measure in the Forex market, which is 1 pipette, or 1/10 of a pip. So that's basically negligible, isn't it? This trade is the same either way. Oops, I went to EJ. All right, let's see what happens with this flag. Moving up, moving up. Looks like we're tagged out right now. So the inside bar, 207. That makes our entry, our closing price at 187. Same for you. 187. Okay, so this one's pretty funny because the 1 hour time frame made 5.34% and the 15-minute made 5.33%. So huge difference. You know what? I think we're coming into more recent price action because this is kind of familiar now. I know this flag in May. It lost, but I still like it. Gotta be non-biased when you're backtesting, guys. So the flag low is right there. I have a feeling, based on the way that's wicked right there, this is gonna definitely be a better entry price. So there's the 1 hour in green. Let's see the 15-minute. I reckon, yeah, this is a way better entry price. So this is, how much? 3 pips better. Okay, it's not as much as it looked. I thought it looked like a bit more. And yeah, this was a 1% loss, probably for both. Yeah, 1%, 1%. No worries. Okay, we came to the end of May. There was only one more trade, which I took, which ended up being a reduced risk loss on both the 1 hour and the 15-minute. I went through and there were no more trades which really fit my plan. I didn't really like this because of the wick and the impulse wasn't big enough, so I stayed out of that for both the 1 hour and the 15-minute. And here are the final results. So on the 1 hour time frame, the regular flag entries where I just enter on the close of the 1 hour retrace candle, I made a total of 16.74% between March, April, and May of 2024. Now, with a 15-minute entry refinement, I made 21.64% profit, which is a 30% improvement without much more drawdown or anything. So the win rate, I think, I haven't checked, but the win rate probably went down a little bit. But to be honest, if you're making 30% more profit, the win rate doesn't matter. Win rate is really insignificant as long as you're pretty good with your trading psychology. So this is really, really interesting. And I recommend if you guys are trading flags as well, definitely look into this. It's a really cool little tweak. And yeah, never stop experimenting. You know, I've been trading this way for nearly 5 years. And, you know, my friend just introduced me to this refinement. 30% improvement on flags. Awesome. So cool. Hope you guys have found this video interesting. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. I know that most people watching aren't subscribed, so please join the club. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks with month 6 of the Fivers Road to 100K series. Very exciting. See you all soon.